Yesterday, I sold my 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500 High Country with a 3-liter Duramax diesel. It's been on this channel a lot. To the dealer. Yeah, I sold it to the dealer. Why did I do this? Did I make any money off it? Did I lose my butt selling it to the dealer? Yeah, sort of. Let's talk about this. So, if you recall, this is the truck, and I sold it. I had it for sale for a couple months, and I did a lot of modifications to it. Something I don't normally do. Every year, I like to buy a new truck, and the reason for that is because I like to do videos like this and do the buying and selling and get used ownership experience of it. I just get a lot from having these trucks. It makes me a better journalist. And so when I have these week-long press loans, I can do a better job because I've experienced these trucks. I can do more better comparisons. I've been in the trucks. It just really works. And oh yeah, by the way, it's Tim, pickup truck plus SUV talk. Forgot to do that. So I had some modifications to it. You can see I had the Fab Force bumper. I had a 12,000-pound Warren winch. I had a little bug guard kind of on the front. I had some fuel wheels, some Firestone tires. I had ride right air suspension in the rear. I had the decked cargo slider in the back. I did a lot of cool stuff to this. Let me show you the back. Let me show you that cargo slider because this thing is pretty cool and pulls out. I love this thing. I got that, and then what else did I do? Gosh, I did the little billet antenna. I just did a lot of things this truck, and so I really enjoyed it. I got 30 miles per gallon, a lot of cases. Rode great, good fuel economy. I just really liked this truck, but it was time. It was time to buy something new, so I bought the Ram. So now let's talk about. Let me stop this for a second, and let's talk about some numbers here. So um, I was debating what to do. So as a business, I had the truck sitting outside as a business asset, and I was making payments on it, making insurance on it, but I wasn't doing any videos with it. So it's just kind of dawned on me that I need to get rid of this thing. And so I was actually talking to Roman at TFL about it, and he's like, "Well, the better thing to do is just trade it in for something. That way, you only pay the difference on the trade-in and what your truck is. And so you're going to pay taxes, I should say, on those things. So you're going to save some money if you do that." And I really tried to do that, and I was going to do it, but looking around right now on the market, there's nothing new that's available right now today, and I just didn't want to sit on the truck. And so I took it to the Ram dealer in town because my plan was I'm going to order one. When it comes in, I'll trade it. Maybe that makes some sense financially. And they lowballed me. They gave me a really bad number. They said like it was $47,000, which they didn't do their homework. They didn't care. They didn't want the truck at all. So that was kind of a go away number. And so I thought about that. I said, okay, well, if I traded in to them, the Ram dealer, my difference between the Bighorn that I ordered and the Silverado, as far as what I owed, was about $26,000. So that would have been taxes would have been about $1,500. That would have been great because usually when I buy a new truck, I pay at least $4,500 in taxes. So I would have saved 3 grand there. However, however, I had to write a check for $9,000 to pay it off, or make up more payments and insurance. And I was like, well, that's really the number there is actually more like 13 to 14,000. I was like, man, that's a tough number. And I discussed with the salesman a little bit, and they weren't willing to budge on a price. So I said, well, if I buy my Bighorn at $75,000, which is ridiculous money for that, but okay, I'm going to pay about $4,500 in taxes. So $4,500 in taxes, or 13, 14,000 by the time I make more payments, insurance, and survive to keep it 2 more months by the time this Ram comes in. It just made more sense to sell it to the Chevrolet dealer right down the street. He offered me 57. I was like, all right, so I sold it to him. I had to write a check about $1,300 to cover the difference between what I owed and them buying it. But I was like, I'm out of that. And I looked at my stuff, and I'm like, I was paying $1,800 every 6 months for insurance. So you're looking at $3,600. So I'm going to save several $100s until I buy the new Ram. I'm going to save the money from the payments. So in that case, it just made sense. Now, let's talk overall. So I spent about $12,000 in payments. I spent about $3,600 insurance because I had it for a full year. Taxes, license, and fees is about $5,000. So all in, I was excuse me. I had to send $1,300 to the dealer. So all in, I was about $21,300 for that truck for a year. That's how much I spent: insurance, payments, taxes, registration, light. Because I only licensed it one time. I wasn't going to renew that. So the mods. So you saw those mods I did. A lot of those mods I got for a lot of the parts I got for free. Oh, I did the oil pan. I did a lot of stuff that truck. The parts were free. The labor was not. That's the kicker for a lot of this stuff. Is like these places want to send me parts, but unless I can install them by myself in the garage, man, I'm spending money. Like the oil pan, doing the oil pan and adding more transmission fluid because I upgraded the transmission cooler on there. That was like 800 bucks. And then had my friend Corey help me out on some stuff. I mean, I bet you his labor and his stuff, I'm looking at more than over $2,000 just in modifications that I did in that truck for parts and labor. So I'm going all in like $24,000. That's my guess is $24,000 on that truck. Now, let me show you something else because this will help explain another reason why I bought the truck. So, over the course of the year, I did 40 videos. Actually, this one right now is 41 videos. 40 videos in this truck. I mean, I did everything. I did from when I bought it to the first winter trip, starting it in the cold because we had a really cold stretch last year and we had it this year too. I was like, "Will I miss my Tundra?" Because I had a Tundra before. I did a sticker overview plus monthly payment. I talked about that. Better cold. Talk about why YouTubers buy and sell trucks. There's some business reasons plus a little bit of tax reasons for some of that. Sometimes, depending how your taxes work. I did an okay short trip because I actually got the question a lot, so I answered your question there. I talked about regen. I was a little bit off on the regen and the iDash video, but I lived and learned. That's stuff that happens. And so I talked about start stop. I talked about where the oil was going. Remember, the oil consumption was kind of a concern with that truck. I talked about diesel fuel, whether you're using top tier diesel or not, which is just a big joke, but it's in the owner's manual. I talked about diesel engine costs less than gas, which is kind of a crazy thing. And I talked about the wax, and I talked about 6 months later. Look at all this stuff. Look at these mods I did, and I talked all about towing, and I talked about selling it. So I did the towing and selling it. So all these videos, for those who don't understand YouTube, that kind of stuff, for my channel, about 50,000 views is right, a little bit less than 500 bucks. That's about what it works out to be. Anything that's like 1,000 views is 100,000 views, excuse me, is going to be about about 600, $700, somewhere in that realm. This video here, for example, 232,000 videos. So I'll just pull this. I'm going to show you guys full disclosure. I'll pull this up. That made about $2,000. So I did 40 videos. I kind of did a rough math. I figured I probably made 10,000 on the videos. So say I spent 24,000, made about 10,000 of videos. And so yeah, I mean from that business standpoint, I lost my butt, right? So I mean that's a losing proposition. However, hold on, not so fast. The other thing I consider, those videos are residual income. So those videos will keep producing. I'll do a new video when I get the RAM, comparing it to my Silverado, whether I miss the Silverado. And then I'll have been in basically all four major full size trucks. I've owned them or driven them. Yeah, I didn't do a GMC. I did a Chevy instead, and Nissan Titan instead. So I have lots of experience now, helps me as a journalist. And I can do even a bigger comparison video of all four because now I'm like, I know all four of them because I've been in all of them in the last couple of years. So, and the Ford hasn't changed a whole lot. Thunder hasn't changed a whole lot, and the Chevy Silverado hasn't changed a whole lot. So it's kind of my benefit. I also wrote the truck off in taxes, and so I actually got a tax refund last year. Probably not the right way to do it, but that's what happened. And I used it that way. So yeah, I'm upside down 14,000. That's what I lost last year, but really kind of gained. It really was a good expense. Is how I see it. I learned about doing modifications. I took that on. I was something new. I learned how different parts of the truck work because I was doing a lot of modifications, getting in there and checking different things out. I learned about more about Duramax diesel. It's not a big towing rig. It's a fuel economy truck, and I got really good fuel economy. And you can tow with it, but it's not. That's not the point of the half-ton Duramax diesel. I grew the audience. I had lots of subscribers who was watching those videos and understanding stuff. Paid less in taxes, and I got the whole experience. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't the greatest thing to trade in. I wish I could have sold it outright. But as Roman and I were talking about it, if I sold it outright, I'd have to make that much more than what I have to stuff like 65 and get that much cash to be able to put in taxes for the new truck. Versus trading it in would have been the right way to go if I'd gotten the deal from the Ram dealer was a little bit better. And I could have shopped around. I kind of got pissed off yesterday and I just traded it in. So, and in my area, the nearest Ram dealer is like 200 miles away. So it's not like I can just go someplace else and do some different shopping. It just doesn't really work that way. So and I don't know if they even had it. So it's whatever. That's what it is. So that's the details. So you guys have been asking me. I want to put it in the video. I hope you found this informative. Put your questions down below. Be happy to answer those. Check out our forum, forum.pickuptrucktalk.com website as well. Check out the videos over here and check out the whole playlist. 40 videos, tons of information for you guys. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.